We're continuing Sleep Week with an important topic.
Yes.
Divorce.
Sleep divorce.
Here to tell us about it is the author of Sharing the Covers, Every Couple's Guide to Better Sleep.
Do you need some assistance, sir?
No. Dr. Wendy Troxel. Is it Troxel?
Troxel.
Troxel. Yes. Dr. Wendy. I'm asking this question for a friend. Can sleep divorce lead to a regular divorce?
Well, first let's explain what a sleep divorce is.
Okay.
Sleep divorce is the increasingly common practice of couples choosing to sleep apart. And your question does suggest there is this stigma attached to it, that there's this automatic assumption that just because couples sleep apart, that necessarily means that they're heading towards a divorce. That does not necessarily have to be the case.
Ryan and I, when we do sleepovers, we sleep in separate beds,
Sure.
But in the same room. Is that the same thing?
That's one version of a sleeping apart arrangement. I mean, sometimes it is sleeping actually in separate bedrooms. And note, I'm trying to avoid the term sleep divorce because it is so judgy. And, just as sleeping together doesn't guarantee a successful relationship, sleeping apart doesn't guarantee that you have
if you're gonna separate.
By the way, I love.
I was gonna say.
Divorce. I think it's like.
If you're gonna do it in a separate room. Go for it, right?
Yeah, go for it if you're gonna go.
And what are the reasons that people do it?
Yeah, so there are lots of reasons why couples might choose to have a sleep divorce. Snoring is a big one, of course. That's one we hear about the most. But then there are other issues like children or pets that might weasel their way into your bed, making three a crowd. Or maybe you have differences in sleep-wake schedules. You have to wake up at the crack of dawn. Maybe your partner stays up late. That can create some incompatibility in your sleep.
That can create divorce, actually.
Yeah, that can just create regular divorce.
Issues.
Right.
And there's lots of other issues as well.
Do studies show that we get better sleep by ourselves?
That's the interesting thing. So in the research that's been done on this topic, when sleep is measured objectively, like wearing the motion-censored wristwatches, we actually show that people sleep a bit worse when sharing a bed versus sleeping alone.
That's why I'm so rested, Kelly.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. But when you ask those same people, do you prefer to sleep with your partner or do you prefer to sleep alone? Most people will say that they prefer to sleep with their partner. So this suggests that there is some psychological benefit that we derive from sleeping close to a significant other that might outweigh those objective costs.
So what you're saying is Ryan and I should push the beds together when we have our sleepovers?
Well, there's actually a term for that. It's called the Scandinavian method. So two twin beds actually
You told me it was something else.
I did. It was a different method from a different territory. Yes.
One of those other countries.
So go ahead, I'm sorry, Scandinavian method.
No, the Scandinavian method, it is a thing. You put two twin beds together, it equals a king. You can have separate bedding and then maybe have one overlay or coverlet that makes it look like a king bed, so then you could avoid any sort of stigma. And if you're a sheet stealer or one of you tosses and turns, that can minimize some of those effects.
I toss all night.
All night long.
Right, all night long, yes.
I meant to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, you do when you kick me and elbow me in the side. All right.
I get up and I go downtown and I kick him and I elbow him.
Yeah, and then she gets right back on its whipped cream. Hey, we'll come back and talk about snoring. What do you do about the snorer after this? Back with Dr. Wendy Troxel. Kelly was just talking about how excited she is that Mark may be coming home soon and the fact that you may be living with a real live snoring husband.
Live snore, and it's
you get him back.
I get him back, and you don't know. I
contain your excitement. Contain your excitement, please.
I don't think anybody really appreciates what loud means.
So what is it? Just for Kelly's benefit, what is the solution for a snoring partner?
A snoring partner. Okay, well, first of all, the snoring can not only be loud, it can also be scary, particularly if they stop breathing. And what I want to say, if that kind of symptom is happening, it's not just a nuisance. It could be a sign of a significant sleep disorder, sleep apnea. So one of the things that you can and should do is encourage him to, if he hasn't already, seek treatment, find out if it is sleep apnea. But short of, treating a medical problem, which it could be, there are some practical strategies that you can do, and I'm sure you've tried some of them. Earplugs, noise machines, try elevating the bed for him, or even there's a sort of old school tradition of sewing tennis balls in the back of somebody's
tried that
t-shirt
yet?
so that they can't roll back
That
over.
strikes me as fun.
Yeah.
I've tried
All of the above.
What I try is I sometimes like pinch his nose closed, and that wakes
Well,
him.
Yeah.
Well,
I
'cause
bet
it
it won't.
suffocates him.
Or sometimes
because he's not breathing
I
at that
gently
point.
kick him really hard.
Or or the elbow to the ribs.
He sleeps really well, so he has no idea that he's
right.
causing all this ruckus, this cacophonous.
Right. Well, and the other thing, of course, is to encourage, make sure that he's reducing any sort of alcohol intake before bedtime, because, as I'm sure you're
How about
aware,
peanut butter and
that will
jellies?
make it
Does
worse.
that cause you
Yeah,
to snore?
He does eat
Peanut butter and jelly?
PB&Js before
He
sleep?
he doesn't drink, but he eats peanut butter and jelly.
I'm
Before
not aware of any
bedtime.
research on that topic, actually, no. Alcohol, definitely a no-no for snorers, but I
So
don't
who
think
should
there's
leave
anything
the?
wrong with that.
Does the snorer
Should
leave the bed?
the marital bed?
Yeah,
The
who gets up
perfect
and
sleeper
goes?
or the noisy one?
I'm just going to play the safe route and say it really depends. And again, there's lots of solutions short of leaving the marital bed or the otherwise shared bed. If that's the strategy that you choose, the key here is having open and honest communication about it. Instead of doing the typical thing as one partner who stomps out of bed in complete frustration and anger, and the other partner might be left feeling hurt or abandoned. So have a conversation about it. Talk about the fact that prioritizing both of your sleep is actually one of the best things you can do for the health of your relationship.
So you're doing the right thing. You're having a conversation about it on national television.
And I should use I words, right? I feel like you are snoring,
And
it is keeping me awake.
And when I don't sleep well, I can't be as good a partner to you as I want to be.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Will you write that down?
We'll send you the
I'll
tape.
send you a text with it.
Don't forget to check out Dr. Wendy's book, Sharing the Covers, Every Couple's Guide to Better Sleep, available everywhere books are sold. Thank you, Dr. Wendy. Great
Thank you so
stuff.
much.
We'll be right back here on Live.